Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy King Killer back here today with another video. Thank you guys for dropping by. So in today's video, we probably have the hardest rebuild that I've done in a minute, and that's going to be rebuilding the Brooklyn Nets post KD and Kyrie era. And yeah, taking a look at what they got back from those two trades. They did get some pretty solid players back. They got Mikal Bridges, they got Spencer Dinwiddie, they got Cameron Johnson, they got Dorian Finney-Smith. And then they got 4 first-round picks coming from the Suns and then 1 first-round pick coming from the Mavericks. And yeah, so not a bad return. Obviously, a lot of people thought that they would have gotten more because it is Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But like I said, I think they got back some pretty solid players. And taking a look at the rest of the team, seeing what direction I want to go in. I mean, we do have a couple of options when it comes to the team's future. I mean, we could try to maybe build around Nicholas Claxton. He is only 23 years old and he's already proven to be a really good defender, a really good rebounder. So that might be one way. Another way is maybe bringing in like a good all-star, all-NBA type guy to Brooklyn, because it is Brooklyn, it is a big market, so it wouldn't really be too hard to try to lure a big free agent in. And with the team that we already have, I think that would be a really good option, since we do have a lot of good players that can help the main guy. Or I was maybe thinking, this was like more like a fun idea, but I was thinking maybe building this team around Ben Simmons, because he is only 26 years old, and I was trying to see maybe I could get him back to his Philly days where he was averaging like over 16 points, over 7 rebounds, over 7 assists, over a steal a night. But then I thought about it and I was like, that probably won't be a good idea, because we do have Nicholas Claxton on this team, and with these two guys in the front court, that would just be like the worst spacing to ever hit the NBA court. So that's probably not a good idea, because I don't really want to trade Nicholas Claxton. I do want to build around him. And another guy that I would like to build around would be Cameron Thomas. This guy has been hooping in real life, as he dropped 3 40-point games back to back to back. So this guy's definitely a walking bucket. But I don't know why 2K is doing him dirty. They haven't updated his 2022-2023 stats. They just have his stats from last year. So 2K definitely doing him a little dirty right there. But he is only 21 years old and he is a 75 overall. So let's see how he develops in this game. And yeah, taking a look at the rotations for the rest of season number 1, this is what we're going to be rocking with. We got Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Ben Simmons, and Nicholas Claxton. Off the bench, we got Cameron Thomas, Dorian Finney-Smith, Joe Harris, and Day'Ron Sharpe. I went ahead and decided to play Joe Harris just because I want to get his trade value up, because he will probably be moved in the offseason. And then Day'Ron Sharpe, I wanted to go in and give him some minutes because he is only 21 years old and I wanted to see what he can do. And I'm not going to be playing Royce O'Neal or Seth Curry, just because Seth Curry, I thought they should have traded Seth Curry since they knew they probably weren't going to make a playoff push. I would have tried to get like a first round pick for him, because he is shooting 46% from the field and 42% from deep and 97% from the free throw line. I don't know why they didn't trade him. They could have easily gotten a first round pick for him. But yeah, this is what we're going to be rocking with. And then taking a look at the system proficiency for this team, it is going to go ahead and be balanced 3.5 stars. And I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep our head coach. I might look to fire him in the offseason, maybe just try to start brand new. I'm not too sure yet. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies, Nicholas Claxton can definitely go up there to about a 65. Mikal Bridges can definitely go all the way up to like about an 85, I would say. Spencer Dinwiddie can go up to about an 80 as well. Ben Simmons can go up to a 65. Cameron Johnson can go up to at least a 75. Seth Curry won't be playing for us. Dorian Finney-Smith can go up a little bit to like a 55. Joe Harris can go up to about a 60. Royce O'Neal won't be playing for us, but I don't know why his shot tendency is always so low. And then Cameron Thomas can go up to about a 75, and Day'Ron Sharpe can stay at a 60. So I don't really know what to expect for the rest of the year. We are 33-24 on the year, sitting 5th in the conference. If we can make a playoff push, I think that'd be good, just so maybe we could get some of these guys' trade values up just a little bit. So whatever happens, happens. I'm not really expecting too much. If we make the playoffs, good. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. But we are going to go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 1. Alright, so at the end of season number 1, Luka winning MVP, Paolo winning Rookie of the Year, Russell Westbrook and Charlotte winning 6th Man of the Year. Okay. Nicholas Claxton, there you go. We love to see it. Nicholas Claxton winning Defensive Player of the Year, Sengun winning Most Improved, and then JB Bickerstaff winning Coach of the Year. Do we get anybody on an All-NBA team? I doubt it. We do not. And then all defensive team, we do get Claxton, obviously. Do we get Ben Simmons maybe? We do not. So taking a look at where we finished on the year, Okay, so not bad. We ended up going 44 and 38 as we are the 8th seed, so we are going to be in the play-in tournament. I kind of wish we would have avoided it, but we did we did do pretty good for the rest of the year, I guess, because we did make the playoffs. And then taking a look at the player stats, Spencer Dinwiddie leading the way with 18 points, 5 assists. Mikal Bridges with 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, over a steal a night. He was pretty efficient shooting the ball, 45% from the field, 38% from 3, and then 90% from the free throw line. Nicholas Claxton, Defensive Player of the Year, winning with about 13.5 points, 10 rebounds, assists and a half a night, and then almost a steal a night, and over 2 blocks a night. You love to see it. Cameron Johnson with about 13.5 points and 4 rebounds. Cameron Thomas with about 11 points. Was he efficient? Okay, so he needs to get that field goal percentage up just a little bit, but from 3 he is shooting 40%, so not bad. And then 76% from the free throw line. I'll take it. Seth Curry didn't play for us, neither did Royce O'Neal. Ben Simmons with about 9 points, 6.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, over a steal and a half a night, so not too bad. And then Dorian Finney-Smith with about 8.5 points, 4 rebounds. Was he efficient? No, not really. I mean, he did shoot almost 36% from the 3, so I guess I'll take that. Joe Harris with about 8.5 points. I know he was pretty efficient. Yeah, 45% from the field and then 41% from deep. And then I believe we just need Day'Ron Sharpe. He averaged over 4 points a night and almost 5 rebounds off the bench. So not bad in the limited minutes he did get. So seeing who we are going to take on in the first playoff round, we are taking on the Chicago Bulls. And taking a look at the team that they got, they didn't really sign anybody else in free agency. So we're going to go ahead and simulate the play-in tournament. Hopefully we can make it. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. And we do end up winning, as we are going to be facing the Cleveland Cavaliers in round number 1. So taking a look at the team that they got right now, they didn't really add anybody. Well, I don't really think anybody can add anybody else just because the trade deadline is already over. But then again, I don't know how Charlotte got Russell Westbrook if the trade deadline was already over. So I don't know. Maybe they released him. I'm not really too sure. I don't really care. But taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in round 1. Actually, I do want to go ahead and adjust the rotations real quick, just a little bit. We'll probably give Day'Ron Sharpe like 10 minutes. Joe Harris, I guess Joe Harris can go up a little bit. Dorian Finney-Smith can go down a little bit to 20. Nicholas Claxton could go up 1. Johnson could go up 1. Mikal Bridges could go up 1. And then Spencer Dinwiddie can go up 1 as well. So we're going to go ahead and simulate the round. Do we at least win a game? Oh, we pushed it to 7. We pushed it to 7 games as we almost came back down 3-0. Taking a look at the stats real quick. Cameron Johnson, 28 points. Spencer Dinwiddie with 27 in game number 1, as we did only lose by 2 points. Game number 2, Mikal Bridges, 28 points. Cameron Johnson, 19. As again, we only lost by 2 points. We blew it in the fourth quarter. We got outscored by 12 points. Game number 3, we did end up losing once again by 8 points. Ben Simmons with 26, 7, 7, and 5. Okay, that's like the old Ben Simmons we know. Spencer Dinwiddie with 19 points. Mikal Bridges with 17, and then Joe Harris with 15. Game number 4, we did end up winning as Spencer Dinwiddie dropped 45 points and 8 assists. Cameron Johnson with 21. Ben Simmons with 18 and 10. Game number 5, we did blow them out. Spencer Dinwiddie with 24. Ben Simmons with 19, 7, 8, and 2. He's just filling up the stat sheets. And then game number 6, we did end up winning as Cameron Johnson led the way with 32 points, and then Mikal Bridges with 22. And then game number 7, we only lost by 7 points, but Dinwiddie dropped 27 points and Mikal Bridges dropped 17. So not a bad playoff series, honestly. We did push it to 7 games. We did almost pull up the upset, and a lot of these games were close. They weren't even really blowouts. So maybe I don't try to blow up this whole team. Maybe I just try to add a couple pieces, but I don't really know if I'm going to want Ben Simmons on this team. I might try to trade him. I'll probably try to look and see what I can get for Ben Simmons. If it's something that makes sense, I think I'll do it. But if not, I think I'm just going to have to go ahead and trade him. I'm going to have to go ahead and keep him. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think we do have, we have the Phoenix Suns pick at 16. So we do have a 1 pick, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to fire our coach. I mean, we did almost pull up an upset. You know what? I'm gonna give him 1 more year. If we don't do good, then I think I'm gonna go ahead and fire him for the final season. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep him. And taking a look at the NBA draft, seeing who we are gonna get, I think I want to make some moves real quick. I think I want to go ahead and trade some players, as we do have 16, 18, and 20. So I think I want to go ahead and maybe try to trade Joe Harris and 18. Can I get like a good pick for him? Maybe Portland. Would Portland want Joe Harris? Seems like a guy they'd go after because he could shoot. I mean, they don't really have a good small forward. So you know what? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna trade this pick and this player. And would they give me pick 14? Because I'm giving them pick 18, and I'll also go ahead and throw in our second round pick and maybe another second round pick. Would they do this? Joe Harris, a first round pick, and 2 seconds for their 14th overall pick. And boom, they do it. So now we have pick 14 and we have pick 16 going into this draft. And I'm hoping we could get maybe a good backup center, probably. And is there any good centers? Or maybe a point guard too. I would actually like a point guard. You know, actually, we're going to go ahead and draft this guy right here. And then we're going to go ahead with our 16th pick. I want to go ahead and get maybe Cal Ware, seeing if he's still on the mark on the draft boards. And yeah, he is. So we're gonna actually go ahead and draft him, and then that will go ahead and complete our draft selections. And then taking a look at the overalls, a 76 and a 72 overall. Okay, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. And then taking a look at the player options, I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring everybody back. I don't think I'm gonna bring back Spencer Dinwiddie though. I think I'm gonna go ahead, decline this, and then I'm gonna bring him back in free agency on a cheaper contract, hoping I don't, mess it up, because I really do want Spencer Dinwiddie back on this team. And then we're gonna go ahead and give the qualifying offers. Yeah, I guess we could give it to both of these guys. And taking a look at free agency, we only have, wait, how many players do we have on the team? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spencer Dinwiddie will be 8, and then we just need a good small forward, Cameron Johnson. So yeah, we should be fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sign Cameron Johnson and Spencer Dinwiddie, and then I'll catch you guys at the start of season number 2. Alright, so real quick, I am just going to be trading some players that I know won't play for us. So I'm going to be sending Patty Mills and Day'Ron Sharpe to the Oklahoma City Thunder for a first round pick. Alright, and the next trade that I'm going to be doing is sending Edmund Summers and Dorian Finney-Smith to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Kyle Anderson. Do they accept this trade? Yes, they do. Alright, so for season number 2, this is what the team is looking like. We got Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Ben Simmons, and Nicholas Claxton. Off the bench, we got Cameron Thomas, Kyle Anderson, Carson Wallace, Kel Ware, and then Royce O'Neal. Taking a look at the system proficiency for this team, it is going to go ahead and stay at balance, 3.5 stars. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies for these players, he could go down a little bit to a 65. Mikal Bridges could go up to an 85. Spencer Dinwiddie could go up to an 80. Ben Simmons can go up, I guess, to a 70. Cameron Johnson can go up to a 75. Kyle Anderson can definitely go up to about a 60. Cameron Thomas can go down a little bit to a 75. Carson Wallace can go down to about a 70. Royce O'Neal can definitely go up to about a 55. And then where is he at? Kel Ware can go down a little bit to a 60. So this is what we are going to be rocking with for the rest of the year. I'm hoping that we could maybe make the playoffs without having to be in the play-in tournament. So we are going to go ahead and simulate one game just to see how we do. And we do lose by 12 points to the Detroit Pistons. Okay, I'm kind of scared of Ben Simmons having a 70 shot tendency. I don't know if I should give him that high of a shot tendency. Maybe I should lower it back down to like a 65 and let like Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, and Cameron Johnson be the main focus. But you know what? We're gonna go ahead and run it. For the rest of the season. If I feel like maybe I need to lower his shot tendencies, then I'll go ahead and lower it down to like a 65. But if not, I will just catch you guys at the end of season number 2. Alright, so at the end of season number 2, Jason Tatum wins MVP, Victor winning Rookie of the Year, Cole Anthony winning Sixth Man of the Year, Victor also winning Defensive Player of the Year, Evan Mobley Most Improved, and then Joe Mazzulla Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, do we get anybody on here? We did not. What about an All-Defensive team? We do not. We didn't even get Nicholas Claxton. Okay, that's kind of strange. But taking a look at the standings and where we finished, we didn't do good. We went 35 and 47. Oh, I did not expect that. We went 35 and 47. We finished as the 12th seed. What happened? We weren't doing too bad to start the year off. Taking a look at the player stats, Dinwiddie with about 18, Mikal Bridges with 17, Cam Thomas off the bench with 12.5, Nicholas Claxton with 12 and 10. And I don't know why he keeps going down. He's not happy in Brooklyn. Yeah, I'm done with Brooklyn. I'll be moving on to a new team after the season. We literally gave you 34 minutes. What more do you want? Ben Simmons with about 12, 8.5, almost 6 assists, over a steal and a half a night. Wasn't too bad shooting the ball. I mean, this is kind of like the old Ben Simmons, I guess. Cameron Johnson just could not shoot the ball. 37% from the field, 35% from three is not bad, but come on. 37% from the field. No wonder we fucking only won like 35 games. Who else do we need left? We have Kyle Anderson with about 9.5 points, 4.5 boards off the bench, over 3 assists a night. He wasn't bad shooting the ball, 47%, 34% from deep. Not too bad. Carson Wallace, our rookie, about 8 points, over 2.5, almost 3 assists a night. Didn't shoot the ball that bad, but 53% from the free throw line. Come on, you got to step it up a little bit. Royce O'Neal with about 5.6 points, and then Kel Ware with about 3.6 points, 2.6 rebounds. Oh man, this was just a bad season. This was definitely a bad season. So our coach is for sure gonna get fired, as Victor Wembanyama. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that he's on the Warriors. He's on the Warriors, and he just won Western Conference Finals MVP. They ended up losing to the Celtics, but Jason Tatum wins Finals MVP. That is crazy though. We are gonna go ahead and definitely make some changes now. Does anybody retire from our team? I don't think so, but LeBron does retire. He does retire in Los Angeles. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make some big moves. I'm gonna go ahead and see what I can get for a lot of these guys. I think Cameron Johnson is definitely gonna get traded after that season he just had. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a look at what we can get, and I'll just see you guys when I find a trade that I like. Alright, so real quick before the season starts, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shake this up for the final season. We're going to be trading Nicholas Claxton, Royce O'Neal, and a first round pick to the Utah Jazz for Kristaps Porzingis. I'm going to go ahead and trade Nicholas Claxton just because he is unhappy here for whatever reason. So I did just go ahead and sign him just so I could trade him. So do they accept this trade? Yes, they do. So boom, welcome to the team, Kristaps Porzingis. Alright, and I think the final trade that I'm going to be making is sending Cameron Johnson, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Malik Beasley, and our first round pick that we got from Phoenix to the Washington Wizards for Bradley Beal, seeing if they will accept this trade. It's the final season. Why not go ahead and make a big move? Do they accept this trade? And yes, they do. So Bradley Beal, welcome to the Brooklyn Nets. Alright, so for the final season here in Brooklyn, this is what the team is looking like. We got Carson Wallace, Bradley Beal, Mikal Bridges, Ben Simmons, and Kristaps Porzingis. Off the bench, we got Cameron Thomas, Karis LeVert, Kyle Anderson, and Kel Ware. And taking a look at the system proficiency for this team, is anything better than 4 stars? No, it is not, so we'll go ahead and stay at balance. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies, I already went ahead and messed with them. We have Kristaps at an 85, Bradley Beal at a 90, Mikal Bridges at an 80, Ben Simmons at a 65, Carson Wallace at a 70, Kyle Anderson at a 65, Karis LeVert at a 70, and then Cameron Thomas at a 75, and then Kel Ware at a 65. So for this team, I feel like we actually do have a really good team, and I feel like we did build after we traded like everybody. I feel like we did get a pretty good starting lineup. We did go ahead and sign 2 big free agents. Well, not sign them, but we did go ahead and trade for them, as we did get Bradley Beal and Kristaps. And I think Kristaps is actually a really good center to pair up with Ben Simmons, just because now Ben Simmons has a center that can stretch the floor, so he doesn't have to worry about Nicholas Claxton not shooting the ball. So this can go either one or two ways, because I feel like we do have a really good team. But in 2K, whenever you combine like a bunch of all-stars, it just never really works out. I feel like you always end up doing worse. Even though the team looks really good on paper, you always end up doing really bad. So this could either go one or two ways. Either we could go really good and we finish like as a top 3 seed in the East, or we are going to be a play-in tournament with like barely a 500 record. So we'll probably go like 41 and 41. So we're going to actually go in and simulate one game real quick just to see how we do. We do lose by 10. Beal with 24, Bridges with 23, Simmons with 15. Okay, I'm gonna simulate 2 more games just to see how we do. And not off to the best start. I really hope this season isn't horrible. I really do want to make the playoffs, because we've only made the playoffs one time in this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and simulate, and I'll catch you guys at the end of season number 3. Alright, so at the end of season number 3, Garland winning MVP, Mikey Williams winning Rookie of the Year, Sadiq Bey winning 6th Man of the Year, Victor winning Defensive Player of the Year, Jabari Smith Most Improved, and then Rick Carlisle winning Coach of the Year. Did we get anybody on an All-NBA team? We did not. What about an All-Defensive team? We did not. So taking a look at where we finished on the year, Oh, don't tell me we missed the playoffs. We went 35-47. See, this is what I'm talking about. You build a good team on paper and it somehow misses the playoffs. Like, come on, how did we miss the playoffs? We had a pretty solid squad. Taking a look at the player stats, Bill only averaged 20 points. How did you drop off? Come on. I mean, he did shoot the ball 50, 40, 90, but he only averaged 20 points. Kristaps only averaging 18 points, 8.7 rebounds. He shot the ball pretty good too. Mikal Bridges only averaged 17 points. He shot the ball really well. So how did this team not make the playoffs? We went 35-47. This is a good team. It has defense. It has good shooting. We got scores on this team. I don't know how we missed the playoffs. Carson Wallace with about 12.5 points, 6.7 assists. He had 2 steals a night. How did we miss this? Mikal Bridges even had 1.5 steals. Oh man. Ben Simmons with about 11 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 7 assists with 2 steals a night. But yet we didn't have enough defense, I guess. Karis LeVert with about 8.5 points. Kyle Anderson with about 8 points. Kel Ware with about 6 and 4.5 off the bench. Man, I don't know how we missed the playoffs. Man, that's crazy. We should have made the playoffs, as the Lakers and Celtics are in the finals and the Celtics win back-to-back championships. That's crazy. We did not make the playoffs. This was a good squad, and like I said, I thought that was like a really good trade because we ended up getting a center that could shoot, so Ben Simmons could benefit from that. But I guess, I don't know. I honestly don't know how we didn't make the playoffs. That's crazy. But alright, well, this was a disappointing video, but what do I think the Brooklyn Nets need to do in real life? I honestly think if they could go ahead and make a strong playoff push this year, that's going to convince somebody even more to go to Brooklyn in free agency. Maybe they could sign like an all-star type player, because it's Brooklyn. Like I said, it's a big market, so it shouldn't be too hard to try to lure somebody into going there. And I feel like if they can make a good playoff push, that'll, you know, entice them more to want to come and play for them. So if they could go ahead and make a strong playoff push, I think they'll be okay. And yeah, just signing somebody in free agency, because they already have a couple of good players on the team, solid players, defenders, shooters. So yeah, that's what I think they need to do. But anyways, that's gonna go ahead and that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to go drop a like, subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already, and make sure to follow me on Twitter. Link will be down below. But anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Stay safe. Peace.